Hello, chat. My camera is. I've been doing this for nearly 2 years now. You'd think I would know how to do an intro. But that's not how we do things here, as anyone who's been here before can tell you. Hello, everyone in chat. Oh, it's been a day. Ugh. I have my tea. That's very hot. I'll take a sip in a minute, but not now. Actually, I should. Yeah, that's probably good. I'm going to be right back, because I'm going to take my tea bags out so that my tea doesn't oversteep. Because that makes it not taste good. Okay, my tea's not going to oversteep. Which is good, because that happened to me once, and I did not enjoy it. Okay. I'm a professional. We're professionals here. Oh, that's good. Okay, so... Disco Elysium is a game. I checked. Yeah, gonna solve a mystery with all the voices in my head. Hopefully. We'll see. Maybe. Where had I left off?
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack,
Business,
or the
business,
potted
business.
plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
This is where the magic happens. We're just gonna nod
He
stoically.
takes a step toward the door, like he'd like to leave.
That's fair. Okay, where are we? I do not remember the last thing I did. We have a photo of the body's tattoos. Handkerchief, cassette case. No tools. What are our tasks right now? Okay, so won't be until tomorrow morning that we can get data on that armor. I need to set this under my mug so that my desk doesn't get wet. Ask him about the case. Ah, yes, we need to get a briefing. No, I do not want to ask Kuno anything. Get drunk. Get the body down. Debrief with Kim at the end of the day. Gotta pay so that I can be in my room. Track down my badge. Tattoos. Ah, yes, of course. Hey, Galactic, how you doing tonight? We're back on that Disco Elysium grind. Just me this time, no Frid. Although he might pop in at some point, who knows. Hey, thanks for the follow, 108. Appreciate that. Get the boots, track down gun. Okay, so we got some things to do. And 48 more minutes before we can learn how to be a Hobocop. Cool. Alright. Let's see. Let's debrief with. Let's get a briefing with Kim.
Yes?
Tell me about the
What
case.
do you want to know?
Literally, anything about it. Oh, and thanks for the follow, Obsidian 0418. Tell me literally anything about the case. I don't remember a
Ah,
single thing.
yes. The case brief you missed. Now I remember.
Brief, yes.
3 days ago, the RCM emergencies desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Does the briefing
A
say who the
security
victim
guard,
was?
worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
And why didn't we know anything
They
about the
didn't
caller?
identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age
Yeah,
nor
that's
sex.
pretty much it, Obsidian. I don't know if you know anything about this game, but we literally woke up remembering nothing, and then we're told, hey, solve this case. You're a detective, right? Or
There's
hide
a strong
themselves.
prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Okay. And the RCM
That's
is.
us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
Okay, yeah, makes
Just to be
sense.
clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer.
And is this a mysterious
No,
case?
it's not a
Okay.
particularly mysterious case.
The
All I
lieutenant
needed to know.
adjusts his collar. It doesn't look like he wants the case to be more mysterious.
Okay. Why are we on the same case if we're from
I'm
different
afraid you
precincts?
and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression otherwise.
You don't
Okay.
know? I assumed you were in on it.
You know what I'm in on? Retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop
It's
off?
just stupidity.
Kind of
The
stupidity.
cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
So this is a struggle over who runs
Well, sort
Martinez.
of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to.
Oh.
It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
Hey, Rutanium.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary,
What does this say about me that I was sent to my station? Don't be scared, I think I might have supernatural abilities. I probably have an unbelievable kill count. I'm just gonna
the
leave it
silence
unspecified.
carries.
Okay, tell me
Yes,
about
it's
something
a
else.
wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Your precinct things are very cool. Sorry, why? Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out why the Sylvie suicide jokes is a +1 to this, but that probably means that because I know that I did that, I have slightly more of an idea on why I was sent. Let's see if I can pull this off.
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slight Precinct 57.
Yeah, that makes
Just
sense.
think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late and argues with his necktie. You weren't sent here to win.
Point of order. I do not argue with my necktie. I believe I have agreed with it on everything it has suggested. That's all I'd like to say. Kim, what if my precinct sent me because I'm a fuck up? Like, as a
I've considered
joke.
it.
So it's
It
true.
would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely.
Why's that?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
So you are
I
their
am the
finest.
finest of nothing.
Do you really seem as a safe
Safe?
bet?
No. But you're old. You've
Fair.
made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there.
Cool.
So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Oh, that healed my morale. Oh, I didn't need my morale healed. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, this game is crazy. Um, already I've so this is my thought cabinet. Um, oh, I have a composure -1 from. So I have this whole thing of thoughts that can pop up. Um, and then I have to internalize them, and after doing that for a while, I can get some sort of bonus. I was told to get my shit together, so I had to internalize the volumetric shit compressor. Um, so that was an interesting thing that happened. Romance hug, Kim. Hey, maybe it's an option later. We don't know. I mean, you probably know, but I don't know. Hug DLC. Okay. I do need to get my shit together. Hey, carnival tickets, please. How are you doing tonight? I'm just playing some Disco Elysium for the first time. Well, I've started the game. I've never finished it.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait,
Succulina.
who's Sweetie?
Who's sweetie?
Why, you are, officer.
No.
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin.
Dimple or not, I am a bitter man. The years have taken their
Take heart,
toll.
officer. You're still a man in your prime. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Tea. I can get behind tea. I love this mug. I don't know how well you can see it, but it is a skull mug. The black probably doesn't give way to being able to see very well, but
This Lena is wacky enough for the mob. Hire her on the spot.
ooh, you have the same mug, Galactic? It's a very good mug. She's wacky enough for the crew. Hire her on the spot. Are you okay? I'm very sorry I crashed into you earlier. I don't know what got into me.
Oh, I'm perfectly all right. I'm more worried about you. What was that?
It was like my body had a will of its own. I was running. My torso turned. My hands made this lewd gesture. I'm sorry you had to witness it.
Don't beat yourself up over it too much, dear. People do strange things when the old fight or flight kicks in. I'm just glad you weren't injured.
What kind of tea we got tonight? We have a homemade Starbucks medicine ball copycat. So, peach and mint tea brewed in half water, half lemonade. Specifically pink lemonade. Oh, hey, thanks for the follow. Carnival tickets, please. Appreciate it. How'd you like to roll with me?
Whatever do you mean?
I want you to be my wheelchaired partner in fighting crime, riddling backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
I know, but there are also side mysteries, sequence killers, and forays into the
I
paranatural.
can assure you, with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
But there could be.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie.
Hey, 3 heads are better than
Thank
2.
you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down.
Have fun with your rivals of Aether Teach.
Perhaps another time.
No, I've got to
Of
get going
course,
now.
dear. Good luck with your case.
I don't want to ask this nice lady for money. That just seems rude. I do desperately need money, though. Don't ask, steal. No, she's so nice. Who made the call reporting the crime? Okay, so what are things I can actually act on right now? Can't act on that. Can't act on that. Can't do anything about that right now. Can't do that. I could ask about that. I need to find money. Could go figure out what the body. Alright, so it's either ask about the tattoos or try to get the body down. Let's see. Okay. This gardener's been real helpful so far. Maybe she knows something about the tattoos.
Hello again, officer. How are things?
Okay, how do I... Okay. I guess she just doesn't know anything. Ooh, who's this guy?
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
Let's just listen.
From another planet. Hey there.
What's going on
The
here?
jam, my man.
What's the
Traffic
jam?
jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days.
Limbo, huh? So that's where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife.
Makes sense, makes sense. So how long
Feels
you been
like
here?
forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Extravagantly phrased, but I can roll with it.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
Behind the laugh, however, a touch of sorrow.
Jesus.
So tell me, what do you need?
Know anything about the dead man? One hanging behind the hostel there?
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Busy with what?
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs.
And your
A sense
conclusion?
of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees.
Spare some change for a working stiff.
Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished work.
They
The
who?
bosses, man.
I don't know who these bosses think they are, but that sounds like a good arrangement for them.
Yeah, it sure ain't good for me. Or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down in his luck. If I had saved 4 myself.
Challen.
Oh, high grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Okay.
Time to arrest him.
Wicked. I've always wanted a friend in the
Ha!
underworld.
No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing.
Tracksuits.
They usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Ilmaran market lately.
Could I get one?
We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise.
Arrest
The
the nice
bosses make me
man.
happy.
Your machine behind
This
you?
rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
Not really. Just ask because it must be
Yeah,
a
it
cop
must be.
reflex.
Your job's to know all these little things, isn't it? Well, my job is to deliver tracksuit trousers.
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry. The
Right.
man
Another
taps his
question.
fingers rhythmically against his arm.
It's
Tell me
like
more about the strike.
whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
What are they
Some pretty
demanding?
wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
Not just the
They
company
want to
one.
keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He makes a ka-ching sound.
Anything
Anything else I
else?
should know?
Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. Us
All
lorry
of-
drivers. Camioners. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really.
Not
Not
you?
my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
What do I see in his eyes?
In his eyes, an unfamiliar longing.
All we
flecks
take
of
is
brown
dubs.
and gold.
Familiar how?
It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond the horizon.
It's in the
Excuse
southwest.
me.
Yeah, I got longing. I felt something similar since I woke
Man.
up.
I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can do. There's no helping in absence, you know. I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am stuck in this shit, so far from home.
Diora?
Diora of the Seven Seas. It's on the other end of Le Caillou, pretty much. On another island called Laurentide, off mainland. We've got a little place there. Can almost hear my kid laugh when it snows.
Just like to miss someone.
What's it like? Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy. I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail of living with them. It comforts me. What about you, cop man? You missing someone?
Is that
Myself.
what it is? This feeling? No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow, and the past.
I forget what half-light is. Half-light. Fight or flight response. Makes sense. Nah, I feel hunted.
Hunted? By what?
By a shadowy figure known only to me as the X something.
An ex-wife?
Okay, I was not expecting to take physical damage from that. Alright. No, it's a sinister presence that hunts me across all planes of existence.
Sinister presence. Wow, that sounds really bad. I hope that doesn't happen in my marriage.
Yeah, this has got nothing to do with my
Sure, man,
marriage.
if you say so. But look, man, thanks for this. It's good to talk to someone. I know it wasn't easy to ask, so I hope you find your way through your own troubles.
Good for
Don't
now.
be a
Good
stranger.
talk. Apparently, I need to put more into endurance. How's Hobocop coming? 10 more minutes and then I can Hobocop. Ancient fountain.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Makes sense. Not Robocop. Hobocop. A cop and a hobo. A Hobocop. Upsides can be disheveled, doesn't have to wash, carries himself with lurched gusto. Hobocop doesn't need anything or anyone. No one can kick you out because you don't have a home. Never pay rent again. Never hear you're drunk. Why'd you even come here, Harry? Go home. You're embarrassing yourself. Downsides? Are there any? I mean, seriously, give me one. It's one of my thoughts that I've been internalizing. Alright, let's try following these tracks. I think that was a thing I could do.
The tracks are as they have ever been. A bit more worn, perhaps. Fortunately, the street sweeper still hasn't noticed their presence.
I think I got it. That's over here. Yeah, I cannot tell where the tracks are. Ooh, ooh. Maybe a sea monster did this to the plaza. Or an earthquake. That's probably more likely. Okay, here.
This Post Lavatorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Good mail delivery box.
The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Been there, post Lavanchia mail collection box.
The mail
Been
collection
there.
box seems cathartic. Thankful even. So do you. You shudder. Then you swallow.
I don't need my morale to be healed. I need my health to be healed. Rose pistol and a half-naked dame on cover. A muscular man surrounded by flames. Pate. Unimportant. Book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology? Wild. So I think I remember going inside the bookstore once. And it took a lot of damage to do so, and I don't have damage. Broken window? Tibbs has windows. If I had a bag, I could collect and sell water bottles. Oh, there's a sprint button. That's good to know. There's a girl up there. Did she spill the paint?
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue d'Esperance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Hey, I just want to know your name. No need to get
And
defensive.
here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
What you doing to the wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
Don't know what to
Have
write.
you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mona was here.
That is pretty
We
unimaginative.
rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cabs. And my name's not Mona, so...
Makes sense.
She wants it to be something true and total.
Why are you so committed
This
to facing the
place
building?
is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know. Summon the forces of crime and social chaos. with a
Interesting
wall-sized
plan.
Invitation.
I have an opinion. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
What you looking
the
at?
lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms.
Okay.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Who is
Probably
she?
the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Oh, I can get wacky.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to us on. Watch
Catch you
your
later,
back,
Cindy.
Ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Okay. Anyway, I've had a breakthrough on Hobocop.
Hobocop. Technically, you wouldn't be a cop anymore, but a hobo. That would mean game over for the cop chapter of your adventures. But who knows where the hobo part takes you? To the bar? The old L'Assommoir? To the pier or the sewers? To Le Royaume, where for 300 years they interred the dead. You could plunder royalist crypts for long-forgotten triple malt bourbon, then fight the Aramakan beast that lurks the bottommost sepulchres. The secrets of the city are all yours at last.
What are the bonuses? Extra special. Ooh. More money from selling bottles. Sure. I am officially a Hobocop.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
What does the L stand for?
Peyton, my maiden name.
What's the L stand
Peyton,
for?
my maiden name.
But what does the L stand
Peyton,
for?
my maiden name.
What does the L stand for?
Peyton, my maiden name.
And what's the RCM?
I meant you, the Revachol Citizens Militia. The police.
What gave us
Nothing,
away?
honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
What is implied here? That you're a drunk? She hasn't actually said it to every drunk in town. It was spoken in jest.
I'll shake
I'm
her
glad
hand.
to see you here.
Like steel. There is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Kim is so
How
great.
interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
We're on an archipelago?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps.
She have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
Cool, but your boat really needs a
Okay.
name.
How about Cordelati 19? Why? Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about Dolores?
Why Dolores?
Just like the name for some
Well,
reason.
it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion.
Cool, but your boat really needs a name.
Okay. Because it was manufactured
Fine,
in
how about the
What?
sleek fish? Sleek and
I
fish-like.
think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank
Fine,
you.
but what
It's a
kind
pleasure
is it?
craft. A 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like
My
it?
sloop, I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
You have a license for the
Officer,
boat?
I assure you, I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Damn. I think I have a handle on the boat thing. You seem rich.
Is
Can I have
what
some
you
money?
want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
Why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander.
What
Why,
nice
yes.
fabrics.
Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold, her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible.
Yeah,
Now look
so.
at you. You misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too.
I'm a goddamn working man. I'm not ashamed to shake this leech for some dough.
You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet. Oh God, the lieutenant is here too. Do not dishonor the force.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate
Can I have
to
some
ask.
money?
Voila, you're doing it.
Why, yes, I am rich. How much money do you need? Hopefully not too much. I couldn't bring all of it with me.
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she's letting
Yeah,
on?
100.
That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the touch.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
Still getting my head
You're
around
right,
the whole
ma'am,
money.
that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they are properly logged with the precinct.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM
I did not
today,
expect that to
besides
work.
supplementing its salaries?
Know anything about
That's
these
the man who was
tattoos?
killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
How as you look at the photo tied to the
Better
lynching?
not tie the force day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
What can you tell me about
Quite
the
a few
lynching?
things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have
Oh
introduced
shit, I don't have my
I
badge.
am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
It's related to my unusual medical episode.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Lost all memory of life in the
Oh,
world.
dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't
Damn
share
it.
anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She
There's
should
a-
be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
It's good. How do I negotiate my way out of this?
Feelings.
Aww. This is my first failed check today. But madam, I need to know about the lynch. But Sheila, I need to go to this new spelling bee.
I know it's for babies.
It's very
I assure
important.
you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
I have only this.
Silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
This boat, for example, in a home somewhere. I have only this case.
Officer,
This case is what I will be known by.
I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back. More than just guilt.
You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting in. Somehow.
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something tangible.
What's
The
tangible?
Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbour. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps it's time to look into it. Or you can find your badge, which honestly seems like a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How'd you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance and, not volunteer us to be her henchmen.
Oh, I thought it was going
This
so well.
woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
Do you propose that we don't investigate the drug
If
trafficking?
there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching.
Sorry, I'll
I'm
handle
sure
it.
you will, Detective.
Let's get back to it then.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Tell me about this
It's quite
alleged drug
straightforward.
trafficking.
Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
So it comes to Revachol through the
Yes.
terminal.
After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut. Yes,
You want us
but
to
you won't
investigate?
get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
Do I need bolt cutters?
Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they may be vulnerable.
I hope you can't hear, but our downstairs neighbors have decided to be very loud today.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Tommy? Tommy wouldn't
I'll
do
be
drugs.
explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Let's discuss something
She's
else for
simply
now.
nuts.
That's all.
Of course, Detective.
Oh, that wasn't useful. How much do I owe? I think it was 100. She really did just give me the money. Might as well see if we can pay it off. What's that down there? This is nice music. Is that a plastic bag? That is a plastic bag. Little holes in the wall. That's fun. I forget, doesn't Hobocop give me some bonus for... Reveals extra special collector's edition Terry bottles on the map. Where's my map? Oh, there's my map. Okay, so none of those are ready to be retried yet. Oh, there's another bottle. Ah, hold on and wait, give you additional information. Hey, you're new, I think.
Can I help you?
About that money,
Yes.
I yell.
Have you got it?
How much was
A
it?
lot. For the room and broken window?
I've got it.
Well,
There you go.
great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. It's good you paid before 9 p.m., or your door would have been locked electronically. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20
Ew.
real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
By the way, I'm going to sing
Absolutely
karaoke
out
here.
of the question.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we
Hell
sing
yeah.
this place to shit.
We're gonna sing so good. Can I get
Do
a drink?
I have a shaker in my hand? Is this a shaker?
He sounds irritated. And it's not a shaker. It's nothing. He's holding nothing.
Nope.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow tie and doing
Platonically,
this?
guess Kim. Yes.
Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No. Do you know why?
Because you're not a
That's
bartender.
Right. I'm the cafeteria manager. I'm glad we cleared that. Was there anything else?
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
I am an alcohol-operated detective. If you want me to clean up the dead body and solve the case, you need to insert alcohol into my mouth.
Like what? What thing? What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based question if you see anything interesting in the wording later.
Goodbye. Oh, I can go into here now. Who are you? Spices, alcohol, and
A
tomato.
thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Quebec. It must be his name. Garancy. Garancy Quebec. Sounds representative.
Hello,
The
sir.
man
Got time for a few
puts his cup
questions?
down and replies something. His left hand drawing arcs in the air.
We've got some impressive pots there.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove.
That's it. Stay masculine. Teach.
I'm listening to you on stream right now.
Whoa.
I can't wait till I can hear my own voice through my headphones.
That will
Hello,
be
internet.
teach
Keyboard.
teach board.
Also, jazz crabs. Alright, I'm out.
Bye, teach. Yep. Must be nice to meet Teach Galactic. As long as I have a free place to stay after. Ugh. I don't want to pay for my room. Fine. Okay, gotta upgrade a skill. What are some checks? Yeah, let's level up Encyclopedia. Try that check again. Yep, that means I can retry the check. That's why I did that. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to sell these bottles. I'm sure I'll figure that out eventually. It might be possible to just not sleep ever. I mean, fair. That seems like something that would be possible. Alright. That's the
A
mirror.
mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In
Come
it,
on.
your face, adorned.
All we do is win!
Like the rest of you, it comes
Nope.
from a bad place somewhere in the past.
Unfortunately, we do in fact do things that aren't win. Rare L, yeah. Can I sleep on the bench? There is that very nice bench out there. All about money, you know. Yep, yep. Totally no.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind? Oh,
What you hauling?
Time to arrest him.
What are you
can't even get
actually
a few.
hauling?
They usually get shipped to. Not unless they've illegalized
Nothing
sports
illegal then?
equipment while I was on the road. Not unless
Nothing
they've
illegal
illegalized
then?
sports equipment while I was on the road.
The man.
Alright. That's it. Fair.
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago.
What is this? Fuck the police
Excuse me?
business?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning.
Street
Oh.
sign.
Well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here.
What about that other sign? Pigs go home? Who are these
I don't know
pigs?
anything about that either. As I said, I didn't write it.
Pig is a widely used term for members of the police. It's not true.
Oh.
No need to worry. We are not saying you did.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
Gotta run. Books. Jump jams. Most able-bodied men. It's got a top 10 list? Hell yeah. Ooh, is that money? Hell yeah. Is this a strike or?
Bastards! We have a right to work!
What's going on here?
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Okay, then I'm thinking
Good.
no.
We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
What kind of cause we talking
Rights
about
of
here?
people, rights of workers, to have gainful employment, to make a salary, and feed their families.
Don't think I've chosen
Might
a
be
side
time.
yet.
Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher
What's a scab
You're
mean?
essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work! Right to work!
Okay,
Maybe
I've got
you
some
should
questions
ask
for you.
Them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scab.
What's a straight?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
What did the strikers
Beats me.
want?
They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
I'd really
There's
appreciate if you
something
stop
odd
yelling.
in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
No fitting.
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
You wearing new clothes?
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what.
Who are all these strike
Honest
breakers?
men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Gotta ask, where are you from?
What's it to you?
Curiosity. Routine.
Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Yeah, got that. Interested in your
We're all
background.
workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
Frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Never heard of it.
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
Ah, autosave. Helpful.
Scab?
What exactly is a scab?
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Don't seem
Gotta
to
be
like them
bloody
much.
stupid or freaking evil to Scab. Or I guess scared maybe. But scared of what? Of who? Personally, I'd rather beg than Scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Tried talking
We've
to him?
explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
Well, not a scab. I'm a
I
cop.
was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop Scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strike?
Looking for assistance with a dead
still
body
hanging in the tree?
situation.
Hey, that's a rough pickle. Can't help you with that, sorry.
Damn.
I'm not really an admirer of dead bodies.
Mm.
Might be someone else from the Union can render assistance.
Can you let me through the gate?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
That
Aye.
simple?
Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
Measurehead.
Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini Supremus is there. Walk right past him. Then
Right.
press the button to unlock the door.
Uh
Then go
huh.
past him again. And you
Mm-hmm.
enter the arbor through the office. Está.
For some reason, it doesn't
Don't
seem like
worry,
it's
I'm
going to be
sure
that
it's
easy.
not completely impossible. For example, you could best measure head in a physical confrontation, or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Anyone ever bested him in
Not
physical
yet, no.
confrontation?
He's incredibly strong.
Any of the scabs tried converting to his
Jean-Luc
worldview?
himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
Got it. Nice talk. Gotta get moving. In case of strike, press button behind guard.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Say nothing. Size him up
Are
first.
you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle.
Racial pinnacle.
Sandwich, you are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
Puff out the chest.
What is this androgynous display of sexual maturity?
The fuck is this game?
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely. Your breathing is erratic. Your own heartbeat in your ears grows frantic, and you feel your blood pressure rise.
Stop it! You are embarrassing yourself in front of this woman and your pedomorphic friend.
The racist.
This display of weakness may appeal to older women with a stronger maternal instinct, but it is a liability here on Battlefield Martinez.
Yeah, I'm sure that would go over so well for me,
Look,
Teach.
His body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
With the police, we need to
That
get
is
into the harbor.
precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman
Yeah,
in
I
the
could definitely
company
pass the check.
sick.
I don't have a problem with Al Ghul. I just drink a little on the
Your
weekends.
mouth moves, but the one who speaks is Al Ghul. You are but a vessel for the Ghul now. Very little of yourself remains. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Show him the ham still got it.
I'm the police, and I need you to comply now.
Jerking motion. Signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics,
We did what?
electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures. like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your
Potato-obsessed.
ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
Frivolous pop culture.
You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
Isn't that right,
It is,
babe?
baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative.
Oh, can I not quick save while I'm... Damn.
We still need to get into the harbor.
Last we saw. That is right. You should leave the stage of history with dignity. By inviting bring your troops to the Simonine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will
Boogie
pulverize.
Street.
The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
Hey, TJ. Why is this a skill check? I'm not continuing until I get an answer here. And this is why we quick saved.
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand, and he's squeezing it. It hurts.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it. I am a degenerate alcoholic.
Fuck you.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
So this is probably bad.
Very, very bad. This is the end. Bad. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so...
Yeah, I know I could have.
You don't even see her face. Like you always
But I wanted to
thought
punch
you
the
would.
racist.
You only see pain and fear. Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented, "That ain't easy on the ticker." He loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague. But I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken.
Oof.
According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder case.
Was he really? Oh, reading passes time quickly. That's a nice mechanic. Alright. I'm sure we can find something that doesn't require becoming a racist. Come on. There we go. There's gotta be something I can do to make this guy go away. Hey, tough guy, I had more
Things are
questions.
busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
Maybe.
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
What exactly is your goal
We were
here?
promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you're unable to
Main
breach the
gate's
entrance.
locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. I'd try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Sorry, head measure?
Yosemite's guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind him.
How bad could he be?
Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke. And my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters.
What if you just all
Why
stormed
don't
in?
you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have that look.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
Common Kim dub.
No. They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
I also need it
Have
in the
fun.
harbor.
Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss.
Interviewing
I
about a
know nothing
murder.
about a murder.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him.
Absolutely nothing?
Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They'd do anything to stay alive. Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
Not really
We
my
are not
area of
putting
expertise.
yourself in this just yet, sir.
Pity.
Let us
I don't like that guy. Not one bit. Foreign car in good condition.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane."
What did he do?
Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy.
Sorry, he's Philip the Philippian. Okay.
Well, he blew through the whole national treasury,
Oh, damn.
starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. During the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
Stop the knowledge from pouring in. How do you manage to blow through the entire national
Stories
treasury?
have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene. There were
Golden
whispers
sun?
he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person.
How I'm trying to be.
The man certainly knew how to live.
God, I love my tie. I would like to sleep on gold.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction.
The what now?
You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy.
What's nose candy?
Cocaine.
Okay, where is he buried
Beneath
now?
the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum.
What happened to the statue?
The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the Coalition's airships, during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinez was leveled.
Interesting.
Most historians think the Coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the Communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer pieces.
There we go. There's a lot of empty space above my head. Who restored it?
Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city.
Makes sense.
The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
I really don't get art. That's brilliant, funny and
People in
nihilistic.
Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists. Philip III, the Squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death.
I was not expecting to have such an in-depth conversation with that statue. Ooh, there's a person over here.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes, and food money. Maybe she's your...
Excuse me, ma'am, I'd like to ask some questions.
Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Why?
Why? I just...
If you say so. Ooh, money. Bonus to physical instrument. That will help me punch Measurehead. Apparently wearing a wife beater makes you stronger. Let's see, it's 3 o'clock.
There are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places.
I don't like that description.
But also trendy. Look first hand. Buy second hand. Keep the economy moving.
Let's see if there's anything.
No good.
Nope.
All you can come up with are some treated wool pants. You can tell they're too tight around your thighs and too loose around the waist.
No luck? Why not take another look, officer? Keep supporting the economy.
+2 fight or flight. -1 composure. -1 fashion. No thanks. Ooh. Fingerless gloves that make me better at drugs. My current gloves are interfacing. Cool. Oh, yeah. More stuff to sell. Ah, pawn shop. This is probably where I sell the bottles. Mostly military wear. Bust of a woman. Film projector. Antique cash register. Got a bookshelf over here, it seems.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets.
Not a
displayed
bookshelf.
on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their
Oh, you
duty.
saw the bottles elsewhere.
Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
See if I can find a cool
Why?
figurine.
What's this? A headless man riding a horse. A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say found.
What's this?
That's the Headless Phone Rider.
Who?
The Headless Phone Rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a phone tracksuit. As you see, he's missing his head. 50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part of the story has many interpretations.
Win her back?
Buy something nice. A figurine.
Did
Sure,
I
I'll buy it.
mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
Interesting.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting
no,
you.
Not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately. RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers,
Makes
people
sense.
looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored.
I am many of those things.
As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Quite the collection indeed.
It keeps me entertained.
Alright. The most important question we got. Is Roy high?
Feeling warm and
Woo!
by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward.
All we get is
Lucky
dubs.
bastard. He's probably on Parolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
It's Parolidon.
A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
It just smears
I
are warm
try
in
to
here.
keep the shop at a comfortable temperature.
There's a note of indignation in his voice. Interesting. Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something, like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket.
Say, what's with the triangles on your vest?
I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. You know, after the People's Pile disaster. Had to take Parolidon for radiation sickness. That's what you were hinting at just now, wasn't it?
He's taken for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
Must have been tough. Radioactive cleanup.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened. And why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment. An early death. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could. No one's. Everyone's.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, that doesn't sound
I
great.
like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Do you happen to have any guns?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question.
Ah.
I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
Wait, I sold you my gun?
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
I feel like there's something
You
you're not telling me.
weren't quiet. Yourself, officer.
What was I
You
like?
were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
Very normal behavior. You must have been in great shape.
How much did I sell the gun for?
15 real.
The lieutenant looks from you to Roy, and then back to you. It's clear that he hopes this tableau might still turn out to be a bad dream. It's not, though. This has got to be the most. Wow. There's pity there, too. In case you didn't notice.
Oof. Sorry I had to see
No
you, man.
apologies necessary, officer.
It's the buyer
She
policeman.
didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig.
Well,
which was
fuck.
odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not good. I do hope we manage.
This mess, he means your mess.
Any idea where I can find them?
Officer, but I...
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You just have to hope
Oh,
and
crap.
luck her somehow.
Well, at least now I know how I lost my sidearm. Something I'd like to sell.
Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Nope. No. Nothing to sell at
Another
the moment.
time, perhaps.
Alright, well. At least we know that now. That's fun. God, I could really use something for my health. By which I mean my literal health that is not doing good. Sewer gateway to the river of filth. To a helpline to the company that controls the drawbridge.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gate. As you tap on
Let's
the
check
gauge,
out the car.
indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm.
Why is the engine
Next
still
to
warm?
the gauge is a red switch labeled heat.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without the ignition key.
Translation: we're not going anywhere right now. Alternative translation: don't even think you can drive my MC. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place.
Maybe there's some
the
tools we can
inside
use.
are neatly.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work. It's
Grab the
robust,
flashlight.
weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue, blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss.
Yeah,
the
let's
pry
take
bar
all of them.
feels nice and cold in your hand. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belts. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering wheel.
Interesting. Barred up. Man from Helmdall and the Wildfire.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
I am the
know,
law.
sir. Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
What kind of a store is
It's a
this?
bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games.
Board games?
It's called Crime, Romance.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
What's a board
Board
game?
games are like little games on a table, made to pass the time. There are several different ones, but sailors here mostly buy cards. My
Interesting.
pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know?
Nope. Board games. Take me to the board games. I would like to purchase a game. After I drink my tea.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
A golden
What?
pendant hangs around the woman's neck in the shape of what looks like a tiny fish head trapped in amber.
Curious
Oh
pendant?
yes, helps to have an anchor in these times.
So you the owner?
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
There's a little girl.
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Great.
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy...
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
10.
Precious. Her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor.
There's nothing like that happening.
How much you pay the
Good,
kid?
sir. What does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her as a fund. She's securing her financial future out there.
Guess I was mistaken.
Are we done with the jokes now?
Yes, we've had quite enough fun here.
The way you're handling her strikes me as wrong.
Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business.
Alrighty then.
The woman before you scans the...
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? See those shelves there? Go. Be drawn.
What kind of books do you
Everything is on
have?
the shelves.
take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
She
I'll
smiles,
take a look.
nods, seemingly relieved.
Is she trying to use magic to make me want to buy a book?
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Rows and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders.
Jesus.
Man from Heimdall.
It's a lot of Man
Return
from
to
Heimdall.
And the solipsistic Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man.
God,
The
how many
display
are there?
rack before
Whoops.
you is burdened under piles of Man from Heimdall novels.
Do any of them call out to me?
A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching.
What
Your
is it?
hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular Man from Heimdall in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man. She's laughing at him, belittling him. Between the
Interesting.
throne and the Heimdall man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Heimdall and the Devil Woman. The display
Interesting.
rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Heimdall novels. Rows and rows, maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the not even close. Man from Heimdall in Hell. Man from Heimdall and the Forest of Slaves. Man.
I am not listening through all of those titles. That is a lot. Okay. Oh, National Recipes of Arda.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see
Hey,
the name,
Dick Mullen.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Oh God, no.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective, Dick Mullen.
Okay then. Where are the board
plaque on the
games?
shelf reads, Biographies of famous people. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant.
Yeah, checks
It's
out.
all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook. High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs.
Sorry,
and
what?
cocaine into the other.
Sorry, what?
Next to that, Revacholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though, but not too long. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
Interesting.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
Interesting.
Various paranatural books still litter the shelf.
I have not seen a single board game yet, and I am upset. The Tome of Fascist Magic. Oh, that's not the right button.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Interesting.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
It's behind the curtains.
Now, please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Strange cage-like trinket.
Some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges.
Seminese, like the racist?
Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
I'm going in.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
I'm a police officer. I need to get in there.
Not like anyone was killed there. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
I must investigate beyond the
My
threshold.
God. Even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
I'll open them.
Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
I warned you. You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
Good. Merely looking at that unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
No.
Only an echo. No one is there.
Physical instrument. And quick save, because I have a feeling this is not going to end well if I fail this check.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms.
Oh, it's pain threshold, not physical instrument.
You feel something in your chest, An unnatural pressure.
Yeah, I know.
Very, very bad. There's no shame in surrendering now. We all cop suffered from a heart attack. Detective Lieutenant of the RCM.
Alright, well. that seems like it's probably a decent place to call it a night. I am out of my tea. We have died twice. And, we have a door to hopefully break down next time. Boop. And doop. So, thanks for coming by, everyone. There we go. I can think now that the menu music is gone. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for everyone who followed tonight. Really appreciate it. If you've been hanging out and you're thinking about giving us a follow, please do. Really appreciate it. And you can join our Discord at the link in the chat there. Get notified whenever we go live. Get notifications when we, every once in a great while, remember that we have a YouTube channel and upload something there. We just recently uploaded episode 2 of our Halo playthrough, which also probably before too long will be starting back up. But anyway, yeah. I forget if I had anything else to say, so probably not. I've done all my stuff. So yeah, thanks for coming, hanging out, everyone. And as we say at the end of every Pucas in the Fridge stream,